Welcome everyone. In this tutorial we will learn about Python list. So what is a list? List is a standard data type of Python which can store sequence of values belonging to any type. It is an ordered list which allows duplicate values. List is modifiable sequence, that means element can change in place. Lists are written with square brackets. So here are three examples of list. This is the list of numbers, list of alphabets, and list of names. Let's see the different examples of list. So we have list which has number. List 1 has PROBLEM alphabetically, and list 2 has different names. So if I run this, I will get the various lists. Now in this example, I have shown that a list can comprise of various elements of different data types. So if I print this, I get this value. Creating a list. So we will see how to create an empty list. An empty list can be created by writing the name of the list equals to the square bracket in empty. So when I create this and print, I will get a empty list. The second method to create a list from existing sequence, that means I have a different variable or I have a different literal through which I can create a string. So if I have a literal called computer here, I can just pass it as an argument to list, and after passing it, if I print this, I will get the word computer individually as a item of list. So if you want to print any of the sequence alphabetically contained in a list, you can just convert it into a list. So here you need to keep in mind, you need to write list within bracket any sequence, and that will be converted into list items. Now if I want any number, whatever I enter from the keyboard to be the individual item of list, if I want to create a list which will contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I will just run this and enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the keyboard and enter key. You will see that a list is created with these elements. So if you want single digit numbers, you can from 0 to 9, you can create the list this way by typing from 0 to 9. So if I run it again, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'll enter and you will get this element. So if you want to create a list single element wise for the numbers, you can create it through this way. Now, when we are talking about list, how list is stored in memory? Because unless and until we know how list is stored in memory, we cannot access list. So we will see how the list is stored in memory. So if I have a list containing numbers, so it is stored in memory in continuous location, and these locations are named with the index. Like for example, if I have list 1, the first element is present at the 0th index, the second element as the first, third at the second, fourth at the third, and so on when we are talking about forward indexing or positive indexing. But when we talk about backward or negative indexing, the last element is placed at -1 index, the second last at -2, the third last at -3. If I want to access an individual element, like I want to access 56, print list 1 within square bracket 3 or -6. Okay, so this way we can access element. Now we will also see how the lists are stored for different alphabets. Alphabets are stored like this, same way as the numbers, just 0, 1, 2, 3 as a forward and from -1 as backward, and every individual element is there. Now let's talk about the third list, which stores the name of the students or name of employee or anyone. Now Basically, in this we have two indexing, right? So Ram is basically stored at 0th position, Rahul at first, and Sonia at second. But when we talk the positioning of R within Ram, it is at 0th index, A at first and M at second. These are the indexing at the time when we are storing the names. Let's access the elements individually. So if I have a list of item, that is list to pan, ran, oggy, blade. So if I want to print oggy, I'll be writing list to 2 index position, because pan is at 0, ran is at 1, and oggy is at 2. So I'll get oggy. But if I want to print M of lemon, what I need to write? So for that, I need to write the index of lemon, and within that the index of M. So lemon is at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So fourth, and within lemon you have 0, 1, 2. So 2, and then you can see the word M is printed. So can you see how do we index the element within a element? Now through backward indexing, if I write list 2 minus 2, what will be the answer? Anybody can guess this? The answer is egg. Okay. Now the next topic is traversal of a list. Now as we know how can we access the list, we can traverse a list. That means we can print a list from start to end. So if I want to traverse a list, I have two methods. One method is writing for LE in list, that is a variable, that is element in list, and it will print the individual element of list. So let's run and see this. So list 1 was computer. So if I write here list 2 and I will run, so I will get every element of the list, that was pan, ran, oggy, blade, lemon, egg, and mango. So I have got these elements. But if I want to do through indexing, I need to write for I in range length of list 2, and then it will print individual element through indexes. So answer is same, but we have two methods of doing this. Now let's look at the next topic, that is list operation. So list also has different operations like joining of list, replication of list, and slicing of list. So how do we join two lists? So two lists can be joined by writing a plus sign. So if we have list of numbers and list of alphabets and I want to join this, I just need to write list j equals to the first list plus the second list and print the list j. So you can see I have got the list, third list, which is the consolidation of the first and second. So plus operator is used for joining of two lists. Now replication of two lists or repetition of two lists can be done through multiplication operator. So if I have a list and if I write list into 4, the list will be replicated 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slicing the list. Slicing of list works same as the slicing of string. So if I have a list and I write list colon 6, this means that the list will be printed from the value that is present at 0th position to 5th index position. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So list will contain from 12 to 78. List 1 4 colon means the list will start from the 4th index position and go on till the last. So which is the 4th index position? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will start from 34 and it will go to 45. If I don't mention any number before and after the colon, it includes the whole list. So from 12 to 45. If I write minus 4, to -1. That means if I go by backward indexing, it's -1, -2, -3, -4. So -4 till -2. So you'll have answer 78, 89 and 12. So this is the answer. Now, the next one, -4 till end means the whole list after the -4 indexing. 2, 7, and if I print this, both the third argument in slicing is the step value. If you don't mention the step value, it always take by default 1. So I just want to show you that if I don't mention, it will give you the same list as I mentioned, step 1. But if I do step 2, the middle numbers will vanish. Why? Because it is giving you the whole sequence with the step of 1, but when I do step 2, it has to skip one element from that subslice. So it is skipping 56 and 78, and we are getting this answer. So if we are talking about list ::-2, it will range the value from first to last and it will start backward. So the answer will be 45 and then 89. It will skip one element. It will 34, 16 and 12. Right? Now if I talk about the sequence 3, so it has to skip 3. So the first element will be 12 and skip of 2. The next element will be 56. Then skip of 2, 89. So this is the answer. Okay. Right. And this one is from 2 to -2. So from 2 to -2, if I talk about, I will have this element as this. Now ranging from 2. So it starts from 2 to -2 means I have to go till -3. And this is the range for it. And the answers. So you can just see the answers are just matching 16, 56, 34, 78 and 89. Now let's see how slices can be used for list modification. Now if we have a list which contains the element add, sub and mul, I am changing the slice of, not a single element but a slice of list. That means a subset of list. So in this line I just write list 0:2 div and mod. So you can see that add is at 0th position, sub at first and mul at second. So now I am changing the 0th and the first position value with div and mod. So the answer will be div, mod and mul. Now I can also give a single variable that is assigned to a slice. That means list 0:2 equals to single quotes A. Instead of add and sub, A will be replaced. This you have to keep in mind that if you are replacing a slice with a single element, the whole slice is replaced with the single element. Every element of slice is not replaced by that element. Number list, and we write or we assign the value in single quotes. Each and every value will be given. Like for example, I have written list equals to 1 to 3. 1, 2. So beyond 2, what is to be assigned? 604 as a individual element. So from 2 to n number, this value will be assigned. So 3 is replaced by 6 and 04 is added. In this case, the list ends at the second index, but here it's written 10:20. That means beyond last index, ABCD is appended at the end. Thank you. That's all for today's class.